Whoa,
See that thing?
fast intro.
Did you see the thing at the end? Did you see it? Did you see it right there? Did you see it?
Oh, my mug's downstairs in the. Hold on a second.
This is WINJECT, so don't get confused. You guys didn't stumble across the Hustle Machine podcast, which is coming. We promise. We know we've been talking about it, but we have been recording some episodes, and we're so excited to show that. So
we are
very soon, very soon.
And I
have a booger in your
bleed for
nose.
my art. I bleed for my art because every day before this show, I shave, and apparently I don't shave well. Because I sliced the heck out of my lip, and I told the guys I was going to just go onto the show just like this.
No, I wouldn't do that. It looks like you got like a booger or something that you're trying to get, and it's just stuck there. That's what it looks like, and I don't think that's the look you're going for.
No,
I mean I could be wrong. I mean, I'm hoping.
How's my audio?
Ooh, that was like a whoom. That was weird.
Oh yeah, that was my presence entering the conversation. But how's my audio today?
It sounds a little echoey, but I mean,
I redid my configuration. I was watching a video the other day, and it was good old buddy Joe Rogan, and he's got his arm on his mic where the microphone drops down like a boom mic does, you know.
Boom.
And I was like,
you said boom.
Yeah. And I was like, well, what kind of noob am I? I'm doing it wrong. And so I redid the configuration the other night, put the pop filter on a different part of the arm and redid it coming down. But apparently I didn't do it right.
That's right.
Anyway.
Did you see that right there? Did you see that? Atlanta Braves. See that right here, guys. Yeah. That's right.
Don't get me started on the repercussions of living in the metro Atlanta area.
You gotta let it go. Just celebrate because this is a happy time.
So listen to this. So for our listeners who are not in the general vicinity of us and don't really know this,
I don't know. I don't like where this is going.
Because
I mute myself? I'm just gonna exit for a little bit and then I'll come back.
There's nothing against the World Series, right? I mean, nothing against the Braves or the win. Like, it's great. Like, we live in a city that's got a big win, and it's been, you know, we were kids the last time this happened.
Not just the Braves. I'm talking like any sport related team. Like, we're going back to the Falcons blowing a 28-3 lead. Ouch! In the Super Bowl, man.
Okay, let's just move on. We're talking about right now. We're talking about the Braves. Braves won the World Series. We live in Metro Atlanta. I live in one section of it. You live in another section of it. They have the powers that be across several of the counties in the area have decided that they are going to cancel school on Friday.
Let the kids party.
Let the kids party because the Braves are having I believe a parade for a couple hours on Friday at lunchtime. Yeah. And with the current job situation, the way it is with substitutes, I don't know if this is a nationwide thing. I would assume it would be all over. But I know that here locally, there's a really bad issue with substitutes. And they were worried that with the amount of people who were going to call out and take a day as a teacher on Friday, that they were not going to have enough staff to be able to staff the schools on Friday. So they in turn had to make the judgment call. Not an easy call, I don't think. I would hope it's not an easy call. They made the judgment call to close schools on Friday because of the Braves.
Let the kids party, man.
It's a dangerous precedent. It's a dangerous precedent. What did I tell you earlier? Man. I was like, okay, so when Georgia wins,
right.
national championships. Are the kids gonna get time off school for a parade?
Absolutely.
And 100%. I also said when the Falcons win, but then I kind of laughed on the inside. When the Falcons win the Super Bowl.
That's when you look out your window and pigs are flying by. That's when that's gonna happen.
Maybe that would be a time worth taking off school. I don't know. But I'm just saying, like, it seems like a weird precedent to set. But I feel like it's also like a crazy thing of the place that we're in right now, where people want to take off for an event and there's not enough substitutes to handle it.
Here, I get it.
Talk amongst yourselves. I'm going to try and reset my audio. I'm getting messages that it's not great.
I'm super pumped about the Braves winning the Super Bowl. Not Super Bowl, winning the World Series. I was thinking Super Bowl because of you just mentioned the Falcons, and I was distracted by your audio. What?
How's my audio now?
Much better. It cut out. It was cutting in and out.
I moved it to the headset. I don't know. 1,000 times better. Oh, okay, great.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow. I'm glad this is just. I'm glad it was not until the actual show where we're live, and not the 10-minute pre-call before that anybody mentioned it.
It didn't sound that bad then.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
What are we even talking about?
We are talking about when to lead and when to fight.
You're right. I was on mute for a lot of the pre-call. Okay.
When to?
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. So today's topic: when to lead and when to follow. So attend Hut.
What?
I was being your leader. Okay. So now I'm off on another tangent. So just because I was thinking about this the other day, Hut made me think of Pizza Hut. Okay. So before we get started, let's talk about Pizza Hut for a second. I know you're vegetarian, borderline vegan, but like back in the day when you were going crazy on some pepperoni pizzas.
When I was going ham.
When you were going ham on that pineapple pizza.
You see what I did there? New band name I called it.
When you were still in the world that was scarfing down some delicious pizza, did you go back in the day? Were you going into Pizza Hut? Like when it was like a sit down restaurant? Do you remember that had like a salad bar and stuff like that?
Yes. And it had, I don't know if yours had this, but me and my wife talk about it because we grew up in the same town. It had a clock.
Oh, yeah. No,
that was going really, really fast all the time. And I was like, I don't know. It was just on the wall. It was like a decoration in the corner. And it was just a clock. And it was bright neon looking thing. And it would just spin really fast.
Interesting. No, I was going to say, for one, it was like my favorite place to go. If we were going out to eat, I was like, can we go to Pizza Hut, please? Because you get to go in. Book club. Okay, yeah. So my son's in that.
Oh, yes.
He read like
personal pan pizza
or something like that, and then he came home the other day with his little slip of paper to redeem.
That's right.
But I miss those, man. I miss like going in. I don't just miss. I generally miss going into restaurants because I don't really do that anymore ever. Thanks COVID. But like I miss going in and dining at Pizza Huts, and I just remember that experience because our Pizza Hut had salad bar, which they all did. Yep. But our Pizza Hut had chocolate pudding. Did your Pizza Hut have a chocolate pudding on the salad bar?
Now that you say it, I feel like it did.
That was my favorite thing. I was go to Pizza Hut, get my personal pan pizza, and I would go to salad bar and get a bowl of just like generic canned, had to be like just generic canned, lukewarm chocolate pudding. But that was my jam.
That was my jam.
Anyway, I got off on a tangent because I said the word Hut.
But you don't want to. Pizza Hut is not that great. Let's just be real.
I haven't eaten Pizza Hut in years.
Yeah, well, I haven't either actually. So
there's not one near me. So
same here. The one that sauce is awful.
The sauce is awful. But Chambly has a dope spot called Pizza Tavern. I don't know. I don't live over there. So, But there's a lot of great pizza places in Atlanta. There's like a lot of like boutique places. Anyway, so the topic for today, this is our new thing. We ramble on about random stuff for 10 minutes or more, and then we start the show, right?
Typically, that's how it goes. I
Yeah.
hope you guys. I think people are still watching.
Yeah, I can see the meter ticking up. As soon as you said that, we just added another viewer. Anyway,
Oh yeah.
so today we're going to talk about when to lead and when to follow, about like taking cues from leadership. When should you be the one to step up and be decisive? So I got to thinking about this. And is my audio still good, by the way?
Yeah, you sound great.
Okay.
Much better.
Thank you. Thanks, bud. Thanks,
Yeah,
bud.
well, you're welcome. I just try to be encouraging whenever I can.
So when to lead and when to follow. And I used to work at a company, and I ran the marketing team.
Me too, man. I used to work at a company and lead the marketing team there too.
We should join forces.
Should do this together, man.
We should join forces.
We should do it.
We did. Look at us. And I always had this struggle with leadership. Always got along well with them. And it was one of those great companies where you could like speak your mind and you wouldn't be like ostracized or like you wouldn't feel less than for doing it. Like they like welcome feedback. But I feel like one of the issues with the company was getting not necessarily understanding the cues of when to lead and when to follow. So, and I'm kind of specifically talking about marketing in this situation, because I would really want to like institute trends, right? So I would want to be like, hey, I see other companies doing this. We should do that too. But I think one of the issues that that trips people up and trips a lot of entrepreneurs up, trips people up when they're trying to do marketing or enable or enact new business practices and things like that. I feel like people try and do the same exact thing. And while that replication, that like copy and paste method might work for you on certain situations, I feel like it's important for you to understand that maybe you shouldn't always follow everybody else, and you should maybe take a beat and think about it for yourself and come up with a new solution. So, we always used to do, different marketing campaigns, and I would set something up and I would present it to leadership, and they would be like, well, why did you do it this way? Such and such company is doing it this way. I would always get that response. I always used to frustrate the heck out of me. And I'm like, well, because I think we should do it this way. And they're like, well, and then I would get the response back. Well, that company is a much bigger company. They likely have, several more people working on this situation and coming up with ideas for this, much bigger staff than us. We think that they probably would know more. They would have more data. And that would always like, what's the phrase? It would stick in my craw.
Never heard that. New band name, called it.
You've never heard of it? Or stick in my craw?
Stick in my craw.
Yeah, stick in my craw. That's a thing. If you're listening and you know that phrase, please chime in and give me some validation here.
Land the plane, Jason. Land the plane.
It used to bug the heck out of me. Which is, obviously fast forward to today, we have our own company, so we can come up with our own plans, and we can lead whichever direction we want to, within reason. Right. But I said all that to say, I think it's really important for you to listen to yourself, because I know we have a lot of entrepreneurs. We got a lot of solopreneurs who listen to our stuff. This whole reason that we're developing the Hustle Machine brand and podcast, which is for like solopreneurs and really small entrepreneurial teams, but freelancers, hustlers, and things like that. I think it's really, really important for you to listen to your own signals. take cues from what you see happening in the marketplace, take cues with trends that you see, but make it your own. And I think that's really, really important, because it not only is empowering, but I think it is, I just think it's vital to growth and being unique. You just think about, like, you can, and feel free to chime in any time. This is just something that's been just sticking in my head for a while, but with Instagram, think about Instagram as an example of this. You have Reels. Reels is the really big trend on Instagram right now, where people are sharing content like mad. They find a trend that resonates well. They pull the audio. They make a video clip of their own. They track the audio with it, and then, boom, they have their own post. I did this with my own illustration business, with one of the trends, got tons of views on it and stuff like that. And Chris has posted one today. The reach was nuts. Yeah, Instagram Reels is huge, but it's like a 24-hour thing.
Right.
The shelf life of them is very small, but it's really big because it's doing this. It's this lead to follow situation. So it's you're following the trends. You're following to stay active and to know what's effective right now, and then you make it your own, and then you realize that it's time to lead. Yeah, 11,000 views. Yeah, mine had something like that too. It was like within like 2 hours, it was over 10,000 views. It was nuts. And then like it just kind of like will level off, and then you got to make a new one every day, because the platform is kind of set for you to constantly be creating. But I think it's really important for you to understand the times when you should lead and when you should follow. Zach, thoughts?
Yeah, I think there's times when you should lead and when you should follow. Going back to what you were saying about the time you were in that role as a marketing director at another company, I felt the same pressure.
Yeah.
Oftentimes it was looking at what other people are doing. Now, your industry was a little bit bigger than what we were in. So oftentimes it was looking at smaller companies that were in the same realm. I mean, we were a big company, but we weren't nowhere the scale of business that you guys were at. But we were still big in our industry. But the hard part because it was so much smaller, we could look at other companies and say, well, we can replicate something like that. They must be seeing some success. And I think there is some value in following sometimes. For example, marketing trends. It's got to be, you got to be careful, because like there are some marketing trends that just won't fit with your business. And I think, but I was just reading something about content marketing just last night, actually. And what was so interesting was how many people in this article were in the comments were saying, this content marketing thing, I see that it's big, but it just doesn't work for my company, which I call bogus.
Yeah.
But I think there's some trends that should work and some things that wouldn't. For example, social media, there's some social media channels that are going to be good for you, and there's going to be some social media channels that just aren't going to be good for you. That make some make sense and some just don't make sense for you to spend your time on. And it all kind of depends on. I think that's an easy trap to fall in. That you're muted, but you're muted, Jason.
So what's an example of that?
TikTok. I don't think that every company needs to be on TikTok. Snapchat. I don't think every company needs to be on Snapchat. I
don't even know how to Snapchat. I had a team of I had a team years ago of social media interns, and they would spend all day I ran marketing for a resort, and they would come in, they would spend the whole day like all over the place, taking videos, taking pictures, just finding things that are interesting and unique happening. What is going on with my messages? It's blowing up in my ear. Is that you?
Well, I don't know what you're talking about.
I keep hearing boing, 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 boing. Sorry.
Anyway. I don't know, man.
I get, sorry folks. I get very easily distracted. I need to mute my notifications.
we have to talk about that, because me and Jason will get on a call, and I have a treadmill desk in the basement. I like to open up the door, the big door that's down there, and it faces there, and so I can see outside and get fresh air, and I can have my computer sitting there, and I can get tons of work done while I'm working out. I'm walking for, I'll get down there sometimes for 2 or 3 hours and walk. I'll text Jason like, I was working and I got 5 miles in or whatever, some crazy number. Anyways, Jason can hear every little thing, like everything. He can hear. I can be here in my office and I can hear. He'll say, "Are your kids like in the room with you?" No, they're across the house. He said, "I can hear them." And I'm like, I can't even hear them. Or outside, like he'll hear a bird outside my closed window next to me.
Oh, wait. I heard a truck that was down the street from your house the other day. Remember that? It was like a delivery truck or something like that. I'm like, what is that sound?
And I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about, because I got these noise canceling headphones in.
It's the combination of your Blue Yeti mic and my super sensitive over the ear headphones that block out other sound. And so by those powers combined is real bad for my ADD. Real bad.
I'm surprised you make it when we have meetings and I'm on the treadmill sometimes, because I try not to do it, but right now my fan's on and I'm sure he can hear my fan, but most of you guys can't hear my fan, and he's in there. He's gotten better, guys. He's gotten better. He at first he would comment on every little thing, but now it's kind of died down.
Yeah, I'm trying to block it out.
Where were we at?
I was talking about my interns at the resort. So I had them I had one of them, shout out to Will Anthony, who does his own marketing thing now. Hey, Will Anthony. He set me up on Snapchat. He's like, here, I'll show you how to do it. I felt so old at that moment. And I was like 27 at the time, 28, I don't know. And he set me up on Snapchat, and I never did anything with it, and I deleted the app. I was like, I opened it up. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I feel like I'm going to do something wrong. I'm going to send something to some random person. I don't know what I'm doing. And I deleted it, and it went away.
You seem like an old fogey.
I know, don't I?
You're a curmudgeon. You're such a curmudgeon. New band name, called it.
Such a curmudgeon? Or just curmudgeon?
Either one. They both work.
Anyway,
so I think so. To what the whole thing we're talking about here is when to lead, when to follow, and I think that there's sometimes you want to be. Gary Vee is a great example of somebody who leads in a lot of these marketing areas. He's very known for finding a niche and taking off and running with it.
Yeah.
When Twitter wasn't really much of a thing, he took off and ran with it.
Same with email marketing.
Yeah. So, I mean, or it was YouTube too, right? Like he got on YouTube.
He was doing videos as well. He was doing his, that wine store, his whole start to his brand.
He was live today with Alec Hansen. Oh, that's cool.
Hansen, the band Hansen?
Wow. Go ahead, keep going.
Yeah.
You know what?
If my wife was here, she would chime in and sing the rest of the song. I don't know the words, but
every show, I think you should have some point where you sing.
They still tour. In fact, they're really good, and they tour with symphonies. At least they did a couple years ago. It's the first thing I said to Alec at the beginning of the episode on the win-win effect. Oh, there you go. Small world. Hansen brings back those 90s vibes. Anyway, when to lead and when to follow.
Yeah, so I think Gary Vee is a very good example of this because I think that he does lead in a lot of ways. But just because Gary Vee does it, or just because these other companies do things, or just because other businesses or other podcasters are doing certain things, should you do it? Is really the ultimate question.
Yeah.
And, I think I mentioned social media, and that's one of the things we've talked about mostly in this conversation. But I think there is a time to follow. I think that if there is a massive trend, there's a massive network of people that you can tap into, go for it.
Well,
but
I think
the key is
to make it your own.
Well,
right?
not just that, but also know when to hold them and know when to fold them, right? Kenny Rogers.
Can you sing that? I sang Hanson. You sing that one.
You got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, know when to run.
Get my Andy from The Office.
I like it, dude. Kenny Rogers. That's some good stuff. Anyways, I think that that right there is the biggest thing.
No, it didn't mute him.
I bet you people are going to love that, and they're going to ask me to start a singing channel. That's my next podcast.
WINJECT Music.
Yeah, take that.
I think
I need to get added to it.
I'm going to call it right now at 2:41 p.m. on 11/4/2021. The next Jess Lee album going to be a duet featuring Zack Tatum singing as Willie Nelson.
That wasn't Willie Nelson, dude. That was Kenny Rogers.
Oh yeah, Kenny Rogers. Yeah, whatever. I don't know.
I think is it called the Gambler? Yes, it's called The Gambler. So we can do The Gambler. Smashing it right now. She'll be in Atlanta tomorrow, so that we can totally set this up then. Like this is
Speaking of smashing it, you guys should be smashing that like button. Huh? Isn't that what the kids say? Smash that like button.
Don't follow.
No.
Actually do that. Do follow. When you need to follow is right now. Yeah. Text 843-396-2104 and get right into following exactly what we're doing here at WINJECT. So
yeah, I think that we need to rebrand our podcast. Instead of Hustle Machine, it just needs to be called The Tangent, and we just start on one thing and we just run on tangents the whole.
Where it goes, we have no idea.
There's actually a podcast like that. The guys are great. They're out of Los Angeles. It's called Dan and Cody Podcast. Just two buddies. They get together and they just talk about random stuff. It's really good. So you guys should check them out. Not on WINJECT, but they should be.
But that's sort of like what we've established here is you never really we know the main gist of what we're talking about, and we hope that you have some nuggets in there that you can walk away with. But for the most part, me and Jason don't talk about what we're going to just say to each other on these shows. And sometimes
we come up with a topic and then we don't discuss.
So you guys tell us if that's good or bad. Right now, no one's commenting, so I don't know.
Yeah. So here's another one for the whole when to lead and when to follow. When I was working, this was 2013, 2014, something like that. And I was running a marketing team for a resort, and I was running the marketing team for this resort, and it was a really rainy summer. And if any of you guys go to like water parks or anything like that during the summer months, you know that if it's rainy, obviously it's going to put a damper on things, and you're probably not going to make plans to go to the water park. Well, if you know anything about,
that makes no sense to me. You're going to a water park, you're going to get wet. So.
Well, for those who are not familiar with the weather in Georgia, it rains quite a lot. In fact, we get more rainfall per year than like Seattle and other places in the Pacific Northwest.
No way. For real?
Yeah. Because it rains consistently. I mean, because it doesn't rain consistently like it does in Pacific Northwest, but when it does rain, it rains a lot.
Okay, yeah.
It rains a lot, so we get a lot of rainfall. Whereas like Pacific Northwest, it goes through these long periods of where it's just rainy and drizzly. And it's not a ton of rain all at once, but Georgia, it's like a deluge when it rains sometimes. So, I mean, these roads around here, they flood during certain
That's
rains.
true. Well, especially
Anyway.
around here where I live too.
Yeah, so this is a particularly rainy summer, and we could have followed like the basic protocols and stuff like that, and just kind of done the same thing during the summer. But it was bad. It was really bad for business, because people don't want to come out, especially on a weekday when it's raining. And a water park ticket isn't cheap either. And so I was trying to come up with ideas, and I was really, really inspired by the value of free publicity, the value of free, the power of the word free, like how to offer a product for free, but then get value from that. And so I come up with a plan, and I sold the leadership team on it, but nobody had faith in it. People were like, okay. So I had been working to develop this social media program at the resort for a while. And over the time that I was there, I took the program from 7,000 Facebook fans to about 120,000 Facebook fans. So a huge jump, a huge audience. And I was like, you know what? It's a rainy summer. People are not wanting to come out. And it was a Monday, and it was supposed to just rain most of the day in the forecast. And so I enacted the plan. I said, okay, everybody listen up. On Monday morning, we're going to have a free day. This is an eternal
Listen
discussion.
up, everybody.
This is an eternal discussion. We're going to have a free day, and it's going to be on Monday. All you have to do is all they're going to have to do is pay for parking, which is $10. And then they get free access to the gate. So hopefully we're providing a nice service to the community, a nice little give back, and say, hey, you know what? Thank you for coming out and supporting us when the weather's been so bad lately. And that we need the business. And then we get all that residual income because people have this huge perceived value that they've got this deal, right? Well, they did get a deal. They got into a park for free, except for a $10 parking. So I put out one Facebook post. That was the deal. I wouldn't over promote it. But the thing is, staff and operations and infrastructure weren't prepared. And it was insane. The resort is, how far is that from the highway, Bud? Sorry, you're not my son, Bud. It's like 2 miles,
Probably
maybe
2 or 3
2
miles. Yeah,
2 or 3
from the
miles?
main highway. Yeah.
It was backed up all the way to the interstate traffic.
That's how it is. Like when they do the.
That's how it is
lights
during the
thing.
holidays when they do the lights.
Yeah.
That's to be expected. This was during the summer. They did not expect this. They did not foresee it. It overflowed the entire parking lot. Made an insane amount of money just on parking. They made more in one day in parking than they would have in a month with this rainy season that we had. Wow. It was insane. And they didn't have enough staff to work because the staff didn't get there early to run the water slides because they were sitting in traffic trying to get to work. Because the way the resort is set, there's only one way in, one way out. And it's a small little road. Anyway, and it was crazy. And that was one of the times, because at the end of the day, made an insane amount of money because people didn't have to pay to get in. They paid to park. A lot of people paid to park. And locker rentals sold out instantly. The gift shops sold out of stuff. The restaurants sold out of stuff. Everybody had this huge perceived value that they had money to burn. And so instead of having 100 people show up on a Monday, we had something like 3,000 or 4,000 people show up on a Monday to enjoy a water park. And that's 3,000 or 4,000 cars. Sorry, not 3,000 or 4,000 guests. So you can probably assume there's several people per car. So probably 10 to 12,000. which is big for a relatively small water park. Anyway, I said a lot to say, it's important to trust your gut. When you feel like it's a time to lead and it's a time to step up and take initiative to really make a difference in your company, especially at a time when you feel like they need it, it's important that you, what's the thing that the kids say these days? Shoot your shot. Isn't that what they shoot your shot?
Sure. Sounds good, man. New band name, called it.
I thought you were hep. I thought you were hep to the jive, man.
You thought
I
it was
you knew
thought it
what
was
the kids-
hep.
Take your shot. Take your shot? I thought it was shoot your shot. Are you sure? I don't know.
Did you say hep?
Yeah, hep to the jive.
I thought it was hip.
It's
Is it
hep
not
to the
hip?
jive. Google it. Hep to the jive. Yep. Hep.
There you go. Learn something new today.
You learn something new every day. Your brain just got a wrinkle. I don't know if
Woo.
that's a thing, but Chris, I don't know. I'm old now. Yeah, but it seems like a pretty straightforward thing, but follow the trends when you see them happening, but make it your own. Especially as an entrepreneur, I think it's really important to kind of follow that spirit that you have inside of you that goes, I think now is the time for me to take the baton and step forward and make a difference. And the world's full of stories of people who take their shot, who shoot their shot, and they and they make it happen. So I think that's super super exciting and inspiring when people are when they have enough awareness of themselves to go, it's my time, and then they step forward into the light. And I feel like that's so inspiring to me. And I
Yeah.
wanted to get you guys inspired too, because I know for solopreneurs and entrepreneurs, it's really easy to kind of get down if you're not seeing those wins constantly. So
I agree.
take your shot.
Take a shot. Make sure you follow
Shoot the field goal. Kick the basket.
sport balls.
Sport balls.
I don't know.
That's vulgar. Now we got to
Probably.
put a PG-13 rating on this podcast.
All right, guys. Well, we thank you for sticking in there for this long. If you're still here listening to us, we are super excited about Hustle Machine coming out soon. So you guys stay tuned for that. That'll be around the corner. Hopefully in the next couple weeks. I know we keep talking about that, but it is coming. So just get ready. And anyways, yeah, we will talk to you guys next Thursday, same time, same channel.
I'll cheers you out.
Okay, wait. Here we go. Clink, clank.
Clink.
Podcast is brought to you by WINJECT Studios. We are an all-in-one educational platform for podcasters that revolutionizes how hosts leverage content to increase engagement with listeners, downloads, and income. We come together to focus on community, collaboration, and collective impact. For more information on how you can interact directly with our hosts, access exclusive live content with offers you can't get anywhere else from our official partners, join our purpose-driven community by visiting www.winject.com. If you're ready to build a career doing what you love, then we're ready to see you there.